had these shows. But I spent a week with Andre Cortez, and Andre had Olympus. And I wanted to get some publicity for him in the paper, the Evening Standard. And I said, Andre, I want you to take a photograph, and then we're going to use one of your old photographs. We were in the Serpentine, you know the Serpentine in London, and he had the camera, and out of nowhere, I saw these ducks. There was a piece of railing that went into the river, and all of a sudden these ducks, the mother and its children, whatever you call it, too. But they came along and they made this thing, and they went in between the railings like this, and made this kind of ripple. Andre saw this. I only saw it, when he showed it to me. It was incredible. Cortez in 1979, and then I used a picture of Cortez, he'd taken just after the war, of a blitzed London, and a newspaper seller, selling the Evening News, the Evening Star, and the Evening at that time. It was incredible to be in the company of that man, who in a sense was really the first man who inspired the candid moment. He was the man who saw the simplicity, not the professional photographer, but there was always that simplicity, the amateur came through. And I think that's the driving force which I hope that I have. Not slickness of photographers today, because some photographers think they're more important than the people they photograph. I just want to add, just to finish that, with Samuel Beckett and Francis Bacon, those two monumental figures were both photographed by Richard Avedon. Now, Mr. Avedon, of course, since the 50s, fashion, everybody. He's photographed everybody on the planet. Everybody. A lot of people. And always the same way, in a studio, with a white sheet and a face. They become captives. He photographed Samuel Beckett in Paris because he was desperate to photograph Beckett. And he got Barney Ross, Sam's American publisher, to organize it. I mean, I was with Barney last year in New York, and he told me, he said, I organized that for Richard. He never said thank you, and he took 2 shots, and Sam walked away. And if you saw those pictures, they're actually sometimes, even in the hotel room, which was across the road from Beckett, where Beckett lived, he put his white sheet, and Beckett's looking down. He's got his hands in his pockets. He's not enjoying the experience. For all the slickness and the cameras and the names and the celebrity, it just doesn't work. The picture of Beckett in that sort of that frame there in Paris, taken at 4:45 at night in a very cold December in 1985. We'd been drinking there since 2 o'clock, and Sam tantalized me. It was only 10 to 5, and I thought the moment had gone. He said, John, do you want to take a picture here? He saw the light disappearing. It was in this PLM hotel, full of Japanese tourists, everyone completely oblivious. But I'd already seen that. I'd seen the image I wanted to take. And if you look at Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper, and you see Beckett's head, he's disappeared as if I don't exist. Yet the picture tells you that I'm in the picture. That's my coffee cup. The ashtray is full of Gitan cigarettes. If you read the picture, it's all there. But this is how Beckett wants to be perceived. And if you look at as I said, the Leonardo Last Supper, the centrality of the panels, it's exactly the same. Apart from the fact that Beckett had his hands down, where Jesus Christ had his hands up, where Beckett said, we're all damned. Do you know what I mean? But there's a lot in that photograph. But with Avedon, of course, it's slick, and it's the same with Beckett. Avedon has Francis Bacon in a painter's smock. Bacon would never wear a painter's smock. He wasn't that kind of person. So, so this is what I object to in photography today, where the photographer suddenly becomes a celebrity. Suddenly we're in this conveyor belt of what I call bullshit sometimes, where it's just not there. They don't know anything about anybody. I'm talking about a 5, County Kildare, because it's an important sociological essay. And it is a microcosm of the whole of Ireland. How Katie Tyrrell died, many people, it's less so today, but it's an important social document. And this is how I came into Samuel Beckett's life, through that ordinariness of that Irish town, love, life and death. And today, as I said, people want to make statements very quickly. You can't do it like that. You have to read, you have to love the subject, and you have to, you just have to go and do. You have to get up in the morning and go and photograph that whale. Because you're not going to see it again. I'm not going to see an image like that again in my lifetime. And it's telling me something about the world I live in today. Why is the world big like that? I don't know.
So we're going to take 2 more questions.
Thanks very much for your talk. I found it very stimulating. I just wanted to ask you, at one point in your talk you compared yourself to a writer. Have you ever thought of comparing yourself to a painter? I think you touched upon it a little. And how would you respond to the criticism that photography is less creative than painting, for instance?
Yeah, what's your name?
Sujeta.
Sujeta, two things. A, with the photographer in the painter, there is one, I haven't talked so passionately about Bacon. Bacon is the one painter that I would relate to. Because in a sense, when you look at Bacon's work,